How did one woman become Queen of France, then Queen of England, and later spent almost 16 years under guard because of her own husband? Her name was Eleanor of Aquitaine, and the strange thing is, becoming queen twice was only the beginning. In 1137, Eleanor's father died, and she inherited Aquitaine, a huge and wealthy duchy in southwestern France. She was still a teenager, but suddenly she was one of the most important young women in Europe. That same year, she married Louis, the heir to the French throne. Within months, Louis became King Louis VII and Eleanor became Queen of France. But married life was not going well. They had 2 daughters but no son. Louis was very religious and lived a strict life. Eleanor had grown up with wealth and power, and she was used to having a say in her own lands. Then, in 1147, Eleanor joined Louis on the Second Crusade. It was a huge journey to the Holy Land, but the crusade went badly and the marriage became even more difficult. By 1152, the marriage was ended. Eleanor was free again, and she still had Aquitaine. That made her incredibly powerful, but it also made her a very valuable target. She quickly married again. Only weeks after her marriage to Louis ended, Eleanor married Henry, Duke of Normandy and Count of Anjou. Henry was 11 years younger than her. Then, in 1154, Henry became King Henry II of England. Eleanor was now Queen of England as well. The couple had 8 children, and for many years, Eleanor played an active part in royal government. But as the children grew older, trouble started inside the family. Her sons wanted more land and more power. Henry wanted to keep control of everything, and Eleanor supported her sons. In 1173, they rebelled against their father. The rebellion failed. Henry forgave his sons, but Eleanor was captured and kept under guard, and this was not for a few months. She remained under Henry's control for almost 16 years at places including Old Siraman and Winchester. She was still treated as a queen with her own household and good clothes, but she could no longer take part in the kind of political life she had once known. Imagine that change. This was a woman who had ruled Aquitaine, been Queen of France, then Queen of England. Now her own husband was deciding where she could go, and Henry kept her there until he died. Then, in 1189, everything changed. Henry II was dead. Eleanor's son Richard became king, and one of his first acts was to release his mother, but Eleanor was already in her 60s. You might think her political life was finished. It wasn't. Richard spent much of his reign away from England, including on crusade, so Eleanor stepped back into royal affairs. She helped run the kingdom while Richard was away, and later played an important part in protecting the future of her youngest son, John. Even after Richard died in 1199, Eleanor remained involved in the affairs of her family and Aquitaine. She died in 1204 at about 82. By then, she had been Queen of France, Queen of England, the mother of kings, and a prisoner of her own husband. But the part I find most interesting is what happened after those 16 years. Henry could keep Eleanor under guard. He could take away her freedom, but when he died, Eleanor walked straight back into royal politics. She had lost years of her life. She had not lost her power.